Now, CBS 47 Eyewitness News begins with breaking news.
Tonight, a dangerous crime spree comes to an end. 2 robbery suspects are caught after a police chase and a crash. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for tuning us in.
Good evening. I'm Catherine Herr along with Ken Malloy here, and this started around 11:20 this morning with a call for an attempted armed robbery at North Blackstone and Griffith, and that's where we find CBS 47's AJ Cotto live. And AJ, this was a dangerous series of events.
Catherine, it was, and it started right here. Police say a male suspect entered this liquor store right here. They say he had his face covered and had a gun, but he ended up leaving when he saw how many customers were inside the store. Now, employees were able to call it in and describe that suspect as a Hispanic man with his face mostly covered in tattoos. They also said that there was a Hispanic woman driving the getaway car, which was a gold Honda. About 40 minutes later, officers in the area of Belmont and Fresno were flagged down by a business owner telling them he was just robbed at gunpoint. Police were able to connect the 2 crimes and spotted the suspects just minutes later, the pair leading them on a chase on Highway 41 North. They say speeds only reached about 70 miles an hour, but the suspects were driving on the shoulder past traffic. They exited on East Shields and lost control on Princeton and First. That's where they crashed into an undercover officer.
He's getting ready to engage in the pursuit, or at least set up in case the guy leg bells. They lost control here, smacked, I think, the side of his vehicle.
Police were able to take 24-year-old Brittany Monzo and 30-year-old Martin Barajas into custody. They say Barajas is on probation for a drug offense. Now, they also say that they found a sawed-off shotgun as well as a cash till from the robbery inside that vehicle. Reporting live in Central Fresno, AJ Cotto, CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
In developing news tonight, a Fresno woman and her 4-year-old daughter are safe tonight after a man and a woman tried to break into their home. This happened around 10 o'clock this morning near Fowler and Jensen Avenues. The woman called her husband. He arrived as the 2 hot prowl suspects were still there. He confronted a woman in his driveway. The male suspect then pointed a gun at the homeowner and then drove away. Deputies later arrested 22-year-old Keone Wyrick. She was booked into the Fresno County Jail. Deputies continued to search, meanwhile, for the male suspect. He is described as a black man in his 20s, 6 feet tall, about 165 pounds, wearing a blue shirt, jeans, and dreadlocks. Deputies say they did recover some items from the suspect's car, but no sign of a gun.
New tonight, a South Valley student is in police custody for threatening to shoot another student. Visalia police, it all happened this afternoon. They say a student verbally threatened to shoot another Redwood High School student. Police tracked down the suspect, questioned him, and took him into custody. Police say school will continue on a normal schedule tomorrow. It's been 4 days since gun violence rocked a southeast Fresno neighborhood. It took the lives of 4 men, and some of the victims are still recovering in the hospital. Monday morning, Fresno police made a promise to make the neighborhood feel safe again. Since then, police have added extra resources to do just that. CBS 47's Dennis Valera is live in the neighborhood now. And Dennis, neighbors say they're noticing the extra efforts.
Definitely. Off and on camera, neighbors telling me that the extra patrol cars that they've been seeing have helped give them some peace of mind, especially since the suspects are still out there.
It's now my job as a Southeast District Commander to make sure that we let them know that we're here with them and we're going to help them through this too, because that entire neighborhood was victimized when this took place.
It's a promise Captain Anthony Martinez and his officers in Southeast have been sure to keep. Besides just extra resources, police have made a point to have some of its Hmong officers go door to door to let neighbors know there's no barrier to police or other services like counseling.
Spoken with you guys already?
I don't understand English.
Make me nervous too to come out and just go to work.
Chua Vang says 2 weeks before Sunday's violence, a shooting happened right by his house. It's all fostered some fear in him.
Even a random person would be jogging, coming past by me, it would make me jump or scared because because it's just something that it's been building inside me and my family too.
But he and others say the increased police presence has helped ease their concerns. Even with the suspect still out there, Vang says police have calmed him down.
I hope they keep up with the patrolling until maybe we know that the violence and shooting has stopped.
Now, Now, police telling me today they are still exploring some leads toward finding suspects. Now, a reminder, several families affected by this tragedy have started GoFundMe campaigns, as did the city. I'll have them all compiled in this story online at yourcentralvalley.com. Live here in Southeast Fresno, Dennis Valera, CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
Dennis, thank you much for that. In news out of the South Valley, the second day of jury deliberations continued today in the murder trial of Erica Sandoval. The 33-year-old confessed to killing her ex-husband and Exeter police officer Daniel Green back in 2015. The jury has asked to review some of the evidence. Her attorney says there was a large amount of evidence and testimony in this case.
A lot of times when you talk to a jury after a case like this, they'll tell you that it took 2 or 3 days just to review the evidence they'd been given before they could actually start drilling down on what they think the evidence shows.
The jury is considering either manslaughter charges or murder lying in wait charges. Jury deliberations will continue tomorrow.
Good evening to you. I'm CBS 47 meteorologist Justin Sacher. Calm, quiet weather this weekend with seasonal temperatures. It's nice outside right now. So let's take a look through our Valley Cam network, powered by Master Storage 365. This is a live view from the Pickett solar camera in Fowler. Right now in Fowler, you can make out some of the mountains in the distance through the haze there. It is near 60 degrees right now. Winds are calm and starting to drop into the 50s in other parts of the valley right now. Many places falling into the 30s tonight. I'll pinpoint those cooler temperatures ahead in your full pinpoint weather forecast.
Justin, thank you. In news around the state of California, the San Bernardino Mountains got their first significant snowfall of the season. As much as 8 inches fell yesterday in the Running Springs area. This is the first time that chains have been required in the mountain areas so far in the season. More snow, they tell us, is expected later tonight. And you can get into the holiday spirit with some handmade cards by some Fresno County students.
The Office of Fresno County Superintendent of Schools created an art program for students in special education so that they could create something for the community. For months, the students have been hand painting greeting cards representing the 4 seasons. They plan to sell the cards, and all the proceeds will support arts enrichment curriculum for special education students.
They not only have created the artwork, as you can see behind me, they're packaging them, they're putting them into bags to distribute to the public. So, they put 110% into it if that's possible. And, we love them and we want our community to know that, they are definitely worth loving back.
Educators say plan ahead. They only created 550 packs with 15 cards in each bundle. They go on sale to the public on Monday, December 2nd, at Kids Cafe in downtown Fresno.
Great idea and great looking cards.
They really are. That's sharp.
Yeah, good stuff. Coming up next on Eyewitness News at 5. Impeachment hearings have wrapped up for the week, ending with 2 people in the hot seat today. We have new details.
And coming up on Eyewitness News at 6, she was last seen walking to school on Tuesday. Now Mendota police are looking for a missing, possibly at-risk 14-year-old girl.
All around us, issues and indifference. You have questions. You need help. CBS 47 is on your side, investigating the issues you care about, working to get you answers, justice, and restitution. To be your voice, to be on your side. Merle and Emmy Award-winning Eyewitness News investigates with Eric Rosales and the entire Eyewitness News team on CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
To the everyday adventurers, to the tireless craftsman, to the driven entrepreneur. Thank you for trusting us for 75 years.
Black Friday savings lasts all month long at Lithia Hyundai of Fresno with great deals on our huge selection.
Lease the brand new 2020 Elantra for only $89 a month plus tax. Or get a 2019 Kona for only $17,495.
And remember, with our Fresh Start financing, you'll save time and money.
We'll get you pre-approved first, then show you a wide selection of vehicles tailored to your budget. Get Black Friday savings all month long at Lithia Hyundai of Fresno. Shop, save, done.
This is CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has been indicted on allegations of corruption. He's accused of bribery, fraud, and breach of trust. He allegedly offered bribes in exchange for favorable news coverage and accepted gifts in exchange for political favors. Netanyahu is calling the allegations an attempted coup. In continuing coverage, the public impeachment hearings have ended for the week.
Today, embassy official David Holmes and former top White House Russia aide Fiona Hill testified. CBS's Katherine Johnson has details from Capitol Hill.
I had firsthand knowledge regarding certain events.
David Holmes, a staffer at the U.S. Embassy in Ukraine, said he came forward with his recollection of a phone call between President Trump and EU Ambassador Gordon Sondland after hearing criticism. Other witnesses had only offered secondhand accounts.
You heard President Trump ask Ambassador Sondland, is he going to do the investigation?
Yes, sir.
President Trump pushed back on Twitter. Never have I been watching a person making a call, which was not on speakerphone, and been able to hear or understand a conversation. Former top Russia aide for the White House, Fiona Hill, cautioned Republicans on the panel against pushing conspiracy theories.
I refuse to be part of an effort to legitimize an alternate narrative that the Ukrainian government is a U.S. adversary and that Ukraine, not Russia, attacked us in 2016.
Both witnesses expressed concerns over the administration's dealings with Ukraine. Holmes said it should have been evident to officials from both countries. Military aid and a White House meeting were contingent on Ukraine announcing the investigations President Trump wanted.
There was nodding agreement. So did I go through every single word in the call? No, because everyone by that point agreed. It was obvious what the president was pressing for.
We aren't finished yet.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi hinted there could be more witnesses.
This president believes he is above the law, beyond accountability.
They are bound and determined to do whatever it takes to get after this president.
Republicans and the president say the summary of his July 25th call with the Ukrainian president outweighs witness testimony. Katherine Johnson, CBS News, Washington.
Coming up, Justin Sacher has a look at your full pinpoint weather forecast.
Sunny skies return in the days ahead, but tell you what, we will not be returning to the 70s. Cooler, more seasonable temperatures ahead. Next, your pinpoint weather forecast.
I'm Billy Bush. Next extra, Kim K gets real about Kanye's White House run and her #1 red carpet mustache. And then undefeated heavyweight champ Deontay Wilder's secret weapon for Saturday's rematch. Next extra.
Today at 5:30, only CBS 47.
I got 50% off everything. We got an HD TV for $29.
Yeah, we did.
This one saved an arm and a leg.
Black Friday doesn't have to hurt. At Central Valley Honda dealers, 14 days of Black Friday. Get door-busting deals without busting anything at all. On Accord, with Honda Sensing safety features standard. On Civic, CR-V, and more. So this Black Friday, enjoy a way better ride. See your Central Valley Honda dealer.
Surprise! A new Buick? For me?
To James from James. That's just what I wanted.
Is this a new Buick? I Secret Santed myself. I shouldn't have. I have been very good this year. I love it. I love it.
This year, turn Black Friday into Buick Friday all month long. Current eligible non-GM owners and lessees get 25% below MSRP on most 2019 Encore models.
Don't move. We'll get you to the nurse's office right away. That other kid clearly was distracted and wasn't paying any attention. You may be out of school for a few days, but don't worry about your homework. You go home, get some rest. I'll handle everything.
Jacoby & Myers has been helping people for over 40 years. If you've been injured, we'd love to help you too. Put Jacoby & Myers on your side. Call us first.
I love my lawyer.
'Tis the season to mix things up in a Cadillac. Give your comfy couch a break. Take the fireplace with you. Leave the holiday party in the past. And have a not-so-silent night with 3 rows of friends. Current eligible non-GM lessees get this low-mileage lease on this 2019 Cadillac Escalade without rear seat entertainment system for around $799 per month.
At Cracker Barrel, we're cooking up warm feelings of home this season with country fried turkey, hand-breaded, fried till crispy, and topped with holiday herbed gravy. Our take on a festive favorite is back, and it's only at Cracker Barrel. So come on home for the holidays. Come on home to Cracker Barrel.
5 steps for perfect winter skin.
5 steps? My skin gets so dry and itchy, I need serious relief. That's why I use O'Keefe's Skin Repair. It's 48-hour moisture in one use and guaranteed relief for dry, itchy skin. Thanks to O'Keefe's, I got my skin back.
She's brought us the world. Now, she brings us truth and understanding right when we need it most. The CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell. Eyewitness News is brought to you in part by Mercedes-Benz of Fresno. Now, your CBS 47 pinpoint weather forecast.
Good evening to you. I'm CBS 47 meteorologist Justin Sacher. The sun's setting under mainly clear skies right now, but temperatures so much cooler than they have been after this latest system. Right now, we're looking through our Valley Cam in North Fresno. That's River Park in the background. It is 64 degrees and winds remain light. Temperatures will quickly be in the 50s throughout the valley in the next couple hours, dropping into the 40s and then 30s in some cases through the night tonight. It's already 57 in Hanford right now, 61 in Madera, and 60 degrees in Merced. Your renewable solar forecast showing the solar electricity generation beginning to pick back up again now that skies are clear from this last system that came through. We saw a dry low pressure system drop on the inside of the Sierra here, combined with a wet system in Southern California, which brought winds throughout the state, cooler temperatures to the area, and a little bit of light snow to the Sierra. We're going to see a much more potent storm system with even cooler air arrive just before Thanksgiving next week. You can see it making a beeline for Fresno right here. This is the GFS computer model, and more computer models are starting to converge or agree with this scenario, although we're still a week away and a lot of things can change before it arrives. So it's pretty difficult to tell amounts of precipitation. It does look to be a very wet Wednesday the day before Thanksgiving. We could see low snow, say in the 2,000-foot range, and higher up in the mountains, we could see several feet of snow. I would keep a close eye on mountain passes. In fact, I'll be here next week, so I will take a close eye on the Grapevine, Pacheco Pass even, and other areas where travel is, of course, really busy during Thanksgiving. Going on into Thanksgiving, this is nearing midnight on the way into Thursday night. You can see a lot of this shift to the south, so it is going to work its way first through central California and then down through the southern half of the state. Air quality is good right now, expected to be fairly good tomorrow, although the San Joaquin Valley Air Pollution Control District is predicting near moderate air quality. Your pollen forecast from Dr. Emma Minian and the Allergy Institute keeps those levels low, and we are dropping down to lower temperatures tonight into the 30s in spots of the valley. 43 tonight in Fresno, highs tomorrow being a little bit warmer to 68 degrees here in Fresno. Low 40s tonight just to the south of Fresno. You'll see 40 degrees in San Joaquin. Lemoore at 66 for a high for tomorrow. 40 tonight in Visalia, in Carruthers, and temperatures in the mid-60s here for tomorrow with 65 degrees in Visalia. Cooler in the mountains, 21 at Huntington Lake, 23 at Shaver, in the 30s in Yosemite Valley, and highs tomorrow barely making their way into the upper 40s in spots like Shaver with 60s farther downhill. Your forecast for the Sierra calling for some snow levels that are going to be fairly low by the time we reach this potent system through the middle of the week next week. We'll start to see the first snowflakes fall and raindrops if the timing continues to work out the way things look late Tuesday night and then Wednesday and again Thursday. Here in the valley, that means evening rain on Tuesday and rainy, wet weather Wednesday and Thursday. So it's going to be a busy holiday coming up.
Yeah, Thanksgiving.
And here's something you don't want to see when you're traveling. This is some incredible video out of New Zealand. An airport employee caught 2 lightning bolts hitting very close to a passenger jet while on the runway. The airport worker who captured the video says the plane wasn't damaged and no one was hurt.
But still.
Yikes. Frightening video.
Yeah.
It's like, get me to the terminal, quick.
Exactly.
Thanks, Justin.
Coming up next on Eyewitness News at 5 in Utah, some dogs are getting ready to work in the winter weather. We'll introduce you to the youngest member of the team.
Grades are lower than expected because Sheldon broke the curve.
They don't seem happy about it.
The university wants Sheldon to go there full time.
He's just so young for college.
The school actually gets more funding because of Sheldon. What's it going to take to keep y'all here? This is a key to the faculty restroom. And unlike the other restrooms, this one gets cleaned every night.
Thank you.
A new Young Sheldon, tonight at 8/7 Central on CBS.
Welcome the all-new, all-electric Mustang Mach-E. Powerful, rebellious, untamed. The newest member of the family.
Don't choose between style and comfort. Get both at the SAS Shoe Store at Blackstone and Herndon. SAS Shoes, America's comfort shoes, have more styles and colors than ever before. If you have foot or back pain, wear orthotics, have diabetes, or just want the most comfortable shoes you've ever worn, then come see the new styles and colors and get a custom fitting at the locally owned SAS Shoe Store at Blackstone and Herndon. Life's a journey. Wear comfortable shoes.
You gotta be proud of what you do. You gotta be detailed, element by element.
I've been trained to notice things that most human eyes don't see.
I feel like I put my soul into the cars.
Your work ethic, the product you provide, reflects on your name.
We sign off.
We sign off so you can sign on.
The Sign Then Drive event is on. Lease a new 2019 Jetta. 0 down, 0 deposit, 0 first month, and 0 due at signing.
If you are living with a condition, Kaiser Permanente's integrated care team will help you get through life without missing a beat. Kaiser Permanente, thrive.
The Ford Black Friday event is here, and it's time for our best offers of the year on select 2019 Ford models. But hurry, the Ford Black Friday event ends soon. Lease the reimagined 2020 Ford Explorer for just $399 per month, or get 0% financing plus $2,500.
Do you know what your child is doing online?
CBS 47 knows that protecting children is a priority.
Kids online are exposed to sexual materials, solicitations, threats, and harassment, but we can help protect them.
EECU, Fresno Unified, the Internet Crimes Children's Task Force, and CBS 47 have launched the CyberSafe Parent Program.
Each week, we're providing resources and information to protect your children from online dangers. Go to yourcentralvalley.com now to see the CBS 47 CyberSafe Parent Program.
Go to Dr. A.M. Aminian, Central California's leading expert on allergies and asthma. This is CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
Cases of vaping-related lung injuries are rising. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says more than 2,200 cases have been reported in 49 states, as well as Washington, D.C. and the U.S. Virgin Islands. That's an increase of 118 from just last week. At least 47 deaths have been reported in 25 states and the nation's capital, but more are under investigation. And the latest data shows the average age of those who have died is 53 years old. Restaurants across the country are taking part in the Zero Food Print Initiative. It's a way to reduce their carbon footprint.
In Los Angeles, for instance, some restaurants want to offer great food with an effort toward a zero carbon footprint. They take everything into account, from how many deliveries are made to choosing vendors that are committed to renewable farming.
So I think we're all, in this day and age, moving forward with what's best for the environment, what's best for your body, what's best for your health.
Anywhere you dine or shop, if they're into the good food movement, and food is always going to taste better.
And it's just not the food and the drinks that they're focused on. They say that 60% of their total waste is also recycled.
While people are getting ready for a season of skiing, snowboarding, and snowball fights, some dogs in Utah are getting ready to work in the winter weather. This is 9-week-old Gator. And Gator will soon be joining the 5 other patrol dogs at Utah's Snowbird Resort. She's in training right now, which includes practice searches for people stuck in the snow, and she'll be fully trained to help in real searches in about a year and a half.
As the dog gets older, we do scenarios. We'll do practice searches where we'll bury people under the snow. and we'll get the dog all excited and to do a search.
The patrol dogs are tested every year to keep their A-level status. Once they reach 8 or 9 years old, they usually drop down to a level B status, which means that they don't go into the backcountry more often. I imagine that backcountry snow is a little bit thicker and harder on their joints, just like older people.
Yeah, cute little puppy shader.
Yes.
Yeah. Coming up next on Eyewitness News at 5, he is not your typical 9-year-old. He finished high school in about a year, and now he's just about done with college, too.
Enroll at Paul Mitchell, the school Fresno. Your dream can come true sooner than you think. Become a hairstylist now at Paul Mitchell, the school Fresno.
For more information on this business, go to yourcentralvalley.com and click on Central Valley Local.
We build innovative trucks to serve the people who depend on them. Cabins to comfort. Power to do more. Now to say thank you, we're extending our Employee Pricing Plus to everyone. What's right for the people who build your trucks is right for you. Welcome to the Ram Nation.
With Employee Pricing Plus all month long, purchase and get $10,146 in total values for 21% below MSRP on the 2019 Ram 1500.
It's your Sandman here. Down here. I bet you didn't know getting rid of your old mattress was so easy. Your retailer can pick it up when they deliver your new one. Drop it off at a participating Bye Bye Mattress location, or contact your city about curbside pickup. Then your old mattress may be recycled into lots of new, useful things. It's like a big old swipe right for the earth. Visit buybuymattress.com for details.
If you like to put work in here or here, now you get Jeep employee pricing as if you work here. So you pay what we pay on select models like Jeep Grand Cherokee, the most awarded SUV ever, or other deals on Jeep Gladiator, the most off-road capable midsize pickup ever, and Jeep Wrangler, the most technologically advanced Wrangler ever. It's Employee Pricing Plus at the Jeep Black Friday sales event.
With Employee Pricing Plus, purchase and get $7,182 in total values for 16% below MSRP on select 2019 Jeep Grand Cherokee models in dealer stock.
To watch CBS 47 Eyewitness News anytime, go to Xfinity On Demand and click Get Local.
What's your child doing online?
Get cyber-safe resources at yourcentralvalley.com.
This is CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
Well, meet 9-year-old Laurent Simons. He'll soon become the world's youngest college graduate. He's studying electrical engineering in the Netherlands. He finished high school, listen to this, in about a year. He is slated to finish college in about 9 months. After graduating, he plans to study medicine. Man. Wow. That's one bright young boy, 9 years old.
And almost a real-life young Sheldon.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
is very cute.
Exactly. Exactly.
So we are looking at changes next week, including a potent storm system that will bring rain to the valley just before Thanksgiving. Mountain snow, too. Keep an eye on mountain passes and travel plans, because this one could be a powerful one.
Yeah, tricky traveling right around Thanksgiving, too.
I know, the busiest time.
Okay. Be safe. That'll do it for this edition of Eyewitness News at 5.
We'll see you back here again tonight at 6.
CBS 47 Eyewitness News is on air, online, and on the go. Take Eyewitness News with you and share your stories with us on Facebook, Twitter, and on yourcentralvalley.com. Marching band barred from practicing on their own football field. CBS 47 was on your side and helped them get the access they needed.
We're definitely thrilled that you were on our side.
See this story and contact us at yourcentralvalley.com. Eyewitness News investigates.
Mattress Firm's Black Friday sale starts now, and it's the best time to save on beds. Get a king mattress for the price of a queen and a queen for a twin for savings of up to $600. Plus, get a free adjustable base. Your budget stretches further at Mattress Firm.
CVS customers are better. Thanks to everything from helpful reminders to pre-sorted prescription packs. CVS customers are better thanks to free prescription savings reviews, home delivery, and more. No wonder CVS customers are better than most at staying on their prescriptions, which tends to make you healthier. And what could be better than that? Treat yourself well at CVS.
It's the best time to save on Tempur-Pedic during Mattress Firm's Black Friday sale. For a limited time, save up to $600 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets. Plus, get $300 in bonus cash, good toward your choice of sleep accessories. Feel the comfort of Tempur-Pedic at Mattress Firm.
Now YourCentralValley.com pros who know.
Botox can be more than a cosmetic application. We can treat migraine headaches, TMJ, and jaw clenching.